Wolverines coming in at number 8 in our preseason rankings at CBSSports.com. Jim Harbaugh finally got over the hump last season, beating Ohio State and winning a Big Ten title before getting walloped by Georgia in the CFP. But they're still riding high. Here they are in the top 10 of our CBS college football rankings. We rank them 1 to 131 at CBSSports.com. Only other Big Ten team in the top 10, Ohio State, at number 2. All right, let's get Dennis Dodd in here to discuss the Wolverines. And Dennis, with all that happened this offseason, it's easy to forget that for a short time, many of us thought Jim Harbaugh might be gone after interviewing with the Vikings.
Yeah, on signing day, no less. How many coaches could get away with this, Chris? On signing day, with the class at stake, he told his athletic director, I'm going to go interview with the Vikings. Turns out the Vikings weren't very interested. We know that from who they hired. But you still put that signing day at risk. Your loyalty is questioned. Only Jim Harbaugh could get away with that. Maybe another handful of coaches, because it quickly drifted away. The signing class stayed intact. It was a very good signing class. And here we go. Jim Harbaugh's basically said, I'm done with the NFL. We'll see if that's true. But after that rejection from the Vikings, it looks like he's all in. Whatever all in for Jim Harbaugh means these days.
All in for this season, I guess. Right? And for milk and khakis. All right, the defense carried them last season, and Jim Harbaugh teams are all about defense and smash mouth football. But Aiden Hutchinson is gone. David Ojabo is gone. So what's that pass rush going to look like?
Yeah, it can't be as good as it was last year, at least in the big play category. I think the defense can be consistent, but not as big play without Aiden Hutchinson and David Ojabo, because 28 of the 34 sacks that Michigan had total last year are gone. Michigan likes Mike Morris. He's a senior off the edge, a very good defensive tackle that not many people are talking about. Mazi Smith, they brought him to media day. He was very colorful. But it will be less of a big play defense. Offensively, it's going to be different. I know you're going to ask about that. But just look for the Wolverines to maybe take a step back defensively.
At quarterback, Cade McNamara started every game last season. Didn't exactly sling it around. But he was so bad against Georgia, and they got so far behind, that he was benched for J.J. McCarthy. How is that quarterback battle going this summer?
This is, to me, the most intriguing quarterback battle in the country, because you've got an accomplished starter, Cade McNamara, who beat Ohio State, who won the Big Ten, who led Michigan to a playoff, fighting for his starting job against second-year guy J.J. McCarthy, who may be a better athlete, to the point that as a freshman, he played in every game. Now, he hurt his rotator cuff in the offseason. He's rehabbed that. That's back 100%. But look at the dynamics here, Chris. You've got J.J. McCarthy, who, if he doesn't get the job, is he willing to stay for a second straight year being Cade McNamara's caddy? We know Cade McNamara's gone after this season. He's a senior, but all he does is keep making plays, and the receiver room is loaded this year. But I don't know if J.J. McCarthy will be happy if he doesn't win the job. But I think this is a true battle. How do you sit a senior who beat Ohio State and got you to a playoff? Maybe get better at quarterback with J.J. McCarthy.
You mentioned the wide receiver room. It's getting better because Ronnie Bell is back. He caught that 76-yard touchdown pass in the season opener, and that was it. Missed the rest of the season with that ACL injury. How big of a factor is a healthy Bell going to be this season?
Well, huge. He was the number one, as you mentioned, receiver going in, does his ACL in the opener. He comes back now as the number one receiver, and Michigan is absolutely loaded at receiver this year. They're going to have one of the best receiving corps in the country with A.J. Henning backing up. He's kind of a chunk guy. Andrell Anthony, who saw action last year. And they've got 3 freshmen who they really love. Darius Clemens, Tyler Morris, and Amorian Walker, They will all get playing time. So whoever wins that quarterback job is going to have some great targets to throw to.
And they might have some time to figure out that quarterback job early on in the season, because it's a pretty slow start schedule-wise. It's a weak non-conference. And when you look at the schedule as a whole, Dennis, it sets up pretty favorably before that trip to Columbus at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think the over-under in Vegas on Michigan is 9.5 wins. Take the over on this. because they not only have that easy non-conference schedule, Colorado State, Hawaii, and UConn, they have Penn State and Michigan State at home with a bye week built in. So they've got back-to-back, but with a bye week built in. They do have to go to Ohio State. I think the swing game on, I think it's October 1st against Iowa. That seems to be the difference between 10 and 11 wins. Win that one, and they probably win 11 games and then take their chances once again playing Ohio State. And if they win that, they go back-to-back. So that's going to be really hard. That game's in Columbus this year.
Yeah, you mentioned the win total is at 9.5. It's juiced to the over, but you're comfortable that they're going to win 10 plus?
Yeah, I think there's too much talent. You know, even if you factor in a loss at Ohio State and possibly to Iowa, as we just mentioned, the rest of the conference is very, very winnable. And I think they're going to have either way a veteran quarterback in there. We mentioned the receivers. The defense is going to fall off just a bit, but they've got great running backs in Blake Corum. He's coming back. They've got experience back there. You're going to see more of the same. As I said last year, Chris, this was the same offense Jim Harbaugh had been running for 7 years. He just had better players to run it. So there's going to be a lot of snot bubbling, a lot of slugfest, a lot of running the ball, and then big plays over the middle to try to get explosive yards downfield.
Given that favorable schedule and given all the talent that they have, are we sleeping on Michigan a little bit at plus 750 to win the Big Ten? Ohio State is an overwhelming favorite to win it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if sleep is the right word. It's hard to pick against Ohio State. This is the best team they've had since at least 2019 when they lost to Clemson in the semis and probably should have won the whole thing. They had a bad day in the Fiesta Bowl that day. Ohio State's loaded at every position. You know, they're going to be favored to win the league again. Was last year a hiccup? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but they're right back to being the dominant team in the Big Ten. Really, Chris, it comes down to what it always comes down to. Where is the Michigan-Ohio State game at? You know, this year it's at Columbus, so you've got to favor Ohio State.
Is Michigan the second best team in the Big Ten?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when we're having a discussion about the West, as we usually do every year between two or three teams, this year it's Wisconsin and Iowa, then yeah, they have to be it has to be the second best team in the league. There's not many crossover challenges for Michigan this year from the West. So, yeah, I mean, you know, what used to be the Big Two and the Little Eight, now it's the Big Two and the Little soon-to-be 14.
USC and UCLA going to be joining soon. Dennis Dodd with us here on CBS Sports HQ as we break down the Michigan Wolverines, number 8 in our preseason rankings at cbssports.com. You can see the full rankings on the website. Rest of the week, we move on with Oklahoma. Oh, Amanda's not here tomorrow, though. Geez, you'd think you'd be here to do Oklahoma. Number 7 in the country?
You know what? I want to leave that honor to you because, you know, what if your Hawkeyes falter, something happens, you know, you just start slowly getting into it.
Okay.
The crimson and cream will look good on you. Yellow just washes you out.
That's true. The yellow is not good. Neither is red. Notre Dame's on Thursday. Clemson.
It's crimson. Crimson.
On Friday. Crimson and cream?
Yeah, there you go. Good job.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.